This is Keep Cut of the best men's hairstyles so far in 2025. Mikey, we got 9 cuts here. You need to cut 5, keep 4. What's your first cut going to be?
Yeah, I'm excited for this. For somebody who's missing some hair up top, this is kind of a dream come true video that we're doing here. So I get to dream a little bit here. But first one that I am gonna cut, I don't know. I'm just not digging the broccoli cut right now.
You're taking the most popular cut of 2025 and throwing it out the window. First choice. I love it. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean it's unique, but I just don't think it's gonna last. You know what I mean? I feel like it's the short at the side and then the broccoli up top. I mean, I get it. It's cool, but I just don't see it has the lasting legacy of obviously some of these other ones here. Frankly, this is a really tough list because almost all these guys are looking super, super slick.
Yeah.
So something's got to go, and that was the first thing I pulled out, or maybe as a second, but I just went with it.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. This is gonna be my first cut too. I hate to say it, I want to make some people mad, but I feel like the broccoli cut is going to become the 90s bowl cut of like 2025. I feel like this is going to be a cut that like everybody has right now, and when you go back and look on pictures, you're gonna be like, I don't know, what was I thinking there?
Yeah, I mean the name broccoli. I mean it's like people love broccoli, people hate broccoli. That's
right.
Like, the same thing for the cut. I mean it's going to be a very hit or miss.
And I think it's defined by age too, right? So like, I don't know, dude. This is like, for that younger generation, I think this is a fine cut. I think it's a fine trend, but like, this is definitely a cut that you grow out of. Like the rest of the cuts on this list is stuff that you can rock well into your 30s, well into your 40s. This one, I feel like you hit a certain age and it's like, it's got to go. Like you got to switch it up. You can't rock it anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you.
All right, first cut. We're gonna make a lot of people mad. Sorry, guys.
We gotta come out strong. So let's do it.
What's your first keep? What's staying?
This one, I'm digging the pompadour here.
You are.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe it's also the beard that's well groomed with it and the stash. He just looks super put together. It doesn't look like he's trying too hard, but he's obviously, putting it all together, and I just like the look.
I don't know. This one, I agree and I disagree, because I feel like the thing with the pompadour is like, this one really comes down to face shape, right? Because you got wicked volume up top. Like this cut is all about tons of volume. And if you have a thinner face shape, I feel like it's going to look great on you. But if you have a little bit of a rounder face shape, I don't know. And then I also feel like this cut is a lot of maintenance. Like if you're looking for a cut that you just throw together, you get ready in the morning, maybe a little texture powder, something like that, rough it up, get out of here. Like that's not happening with this cut. You got to put some time into looking good, even though it doesn't look like you do.
Yeah, well, that's exactly, the point here is, I don't need to do anything for my hair. So I'm going on the opposite end. But the guy who literally has to do everything to look good. So, but at the same time, yeah, maybe he needs to do a few styling, products and whatnot. This guy, at least to me, just seems like he's got it.
No, I mean, it's a safe play. I don't think you can go wrong with the classic pompadour. All right, what's your next cut?
Might ruffle some feathers here as well, but I'm just not digging the modern mullet. I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit, the fade or the taper on the side too short. It's a little bit too much going on in this cut, and I don't know. I just feel like similar to the broccoli, it'll kind of go in and out. It's kind of unique, obviously, in a lot of ways, and I think people dig that. But basically, it doesn't have that lasting time power to me.
I don't disagree with you. I think it's a good cut. I think if you could pull it off, it looks great. I think not a ton of guys are able to pull this off. It really takes like a certain kind of guy to pull off this look. And again, we're talking high maintenance here, right? Because if you want to keep it. There's a fine line between going modern mullet and just having a mullet. And if you want to keep it modern mullet, like you are in the shop getting that fade tightened up probably every 2 weeks. So I mean, yeah, a lot going on here, and it could easily go from modern mullet, which is awesome, to actual mullet, which is not.
Yeah, I think you hit it spot on.
Yeah, good cut in my opinion. All right, what's your next keep?
I'm going to keep. I'm going with the messy mid length.
Going with the messy mid length. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean,
I do just want to throw out here that this was the cut that you gave me a little bit of a hard time on yesterday, but go ahead, keep going.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I mean, he's got hair going left. He's got hair going right. But he's got the beard to go with it. He looks like he's put together. He looks like he's disheveled. He looks slick. He looks cool. It's a little bit too much. I can see somebody being like, all right, this guy's taking too many. Putting his hand around him, setting it up perfectly. But he just looks cool to me.
That was my downfall, guys. That I didn't have the beard. Can't grow a beard. Baby face.
Yeah, well, some patchiness. We can help you out there.
All right, what's your next cut?
I'm going to cut the curtains.
Cutting the curtain. You are just axing all the 2025 styles right now.
Yeah, I'm an old fogey. So basically, yeah, curtains. I mean, it's nice, but it's not. I guess I'm more of like a stylish, put a little bit put together. The curtains a little bit loose, if that's the right word.
I'll agree with you. I do think the curtains is a little bit of a fad. And again, not a lot of guys can pull this one off. I think it's very It's almost like too youthful, right? Like if you're going for that youthful kind of younger vibe, it's fine. But again, I think this is a cut with an age limit. Once you hit a certain age, I feel like this one's got to go.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you have to have the right hair for that. Certain hair, types are just obviously not going to work for the curtains.
No, it's a good cut. I always next keep.
I'm going with the textured fringe. I'm kind of digging that. I know it has a little bit of a similar vibe to the broccoli one there, but the textured fringe, it kind of reminds me of the Peaky Blinders guy, maybe a little bit.
Little Cillian Murphy action.
Yeah, and that's we talked about that show, and it's just I'm just digging it. It's not nothing. It's it's simple, but a little bit of stylish. Maybe you need a nice face structure. Use a couple products to style it up quickly or whatever you need to do, and you can look sharp, but simple at the same time.
I dig it. This is one of my favorite cuts on the list. It's low maintenance. It looks good on everybody. Pretty easy to pull off. Again, I think one of the things is just kind of like, again, looking at the broccoli cut, I think one of the major differences is just kind of that poof on the side. Tightening up the sides, just kind of making it work with your face shape, I think really, really transforms the cut and makes all the difference. All right, what's your next cut?
This one has sort of similar, but I'm going to get rid of the slick back.
Getting rid of the slick back?
Yeah, it's there's nothing bad to say. There's nothing good to say. It's just a little bit too, it says slick, so, slick can be looking in a good way. Slick can be looking in a bad way. Some guys got the beard. Some guys don't have the beard. You just, if you're going to do it, you really got to make sure you have it looking proper and just not over the top.
I actually agree with you here. I think the slick back is a great look, but I think it's a look that is, I don't think it's an everyday look. You know what I mean? I think it's a look that maybe you pull out on a special occasion. You're kind of getting dappered up. You really want to dress to impress. I think the slick back look gives it that kind of classiness, that kind of like well-to-do kind of look, but just in your normal day to day, I feel like it's a lot.
Yeah, definitely a lot. Yeah, I mean, you got to be put together. You got to be really put together. You can't be going baggy shorts, and probably a slick back all the time to me.
Yeah, I agree. All right, what's your last cut? Keep in mind, I am rocking a side part right now.
And so we're cutting or we're keeping?
Last cut.
Last cut, okay.
Last cut.
Yeah, well.
Keeping in mind, I'm rocking a side part right now.
I'm okay hurting people's feelings. Because, we have good mojo, so I'm gonna keep the bro flow, cut the side part, and I it was a tough call. The bro flow to me just makes me a little jealous. The side part is slick. It's stylish. I like the side part. So this was tough. This guy you got to be trying hard to do it, and your hair doesn't look like you're trying as hard, which I like. You're probably popping in some texture powder. This guy seems like he's slicking it up more with maybe, I don't know what he's using, but maybe more like a pomade or that type of product to really separate the side. So if it's super sidey, then for a formal event, I think it's great. But if you're just going to the grocery store type of vibe, I think the side part like this is a little bit too much.
Moment of silence for my hairstyle, guys.
Sorry, dude. But at least you got hair up top, and that's always better than none.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Keep Cutting, the best hairstyles of 2025. Let us know down in the comments below if you agree or disagree. If you like the video, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Love you guys very, very much, and we will see y'all on the next one. Peace.
See you guys.